So these were all £1 houses, boarded up, earmarked for demolition. This whole area looked like this 5 years ago.
I remember when I was first allowed into the property and I had to sign a waiver to say that I was willing to enter at my own risk. There was water ingress, the brickwork was crumbling, the windows were bricked up. It was in very bad condition. I fell in love with it. It was my crumbling pile of bricks.
Welcome to Liverpool, UK. My name's Maxine and this is my home I bought for £1.
My name's Maxine Sharples. I'm 36 and I bought a 2-bedroomed house for $1 in Liverpool, UK. In 2015, I heard about the Home for £1 scheme through a neighbour. I was a postgraduate student at the time with nominal savings and thought, well, I'll just cross that bridge when I get to it, and applied. 4 years later, I received a phone call telling me I was shortlisted for one of the homes for £1. I thought it was a scam, so I agreed to give them £1 and be interviewed for a property. It turns out it wasn't a scam, and in 2020 I was given the keys to my £1 house.
I will show you this street now, which you can see next, side by side, what was a £1 house before renovation and what's a £1 house after renovation. £1 house after renovation, £1 house before renovation.
There were several conditions I had to satisfy. I had to be living or working in Liverpool. I had to have not owned a property previously, and I also had to have the funds to renovate the property myself. This all had to also be done within a 12-month period of time. When I was shortlisted, my financial situation had changed. My father, who had passed away, had a property that I inherited, which I sold, which gave me enough money to then fund the renovations. For me, I decided to flip the living arrangement so that downstairs I have 2 bedrooms and a bathroom, and upstairs is my living and kitchen room. So after I had my architect draw up my plans, I was tendering out to contractors. What contractors were available were way over my budget. Not only were they expensive, but they also weren't available to start for 6 to 12 months. So one of the first jobs was to make the house watertight, which meant I had to get a new roof. Another big job was the structural changes. I was able to remove a lot of the internal walls and ceilings myself. I was saving about $1,300 a month by living in my camper van. So I had hit rock bottom at this point. Funds were low. I'd just gone through a breakup. I was unemployed and I couldn't find reliable tradespeople to do work. So at one point I thought that the house was going to be taken off me and my money would be lost. And although we were in lockdown and I wasn't seeing anyone as much, I bumped into friends in the park and shared my woes with them. And a few weeks later, I had a group of friends bring me back to life, came round, helped out with the project, and really gave me renewed vigour to continue. So I was due to complete in February 2022 and I was signed off in May 2022. So I'd gone over by 3 months. I'd completed the upstairs, so I was living in my kitchen for the first 6 months before I had enough money to complete the renovations downstairs. Before renovations, the dining room doorway was here. I bricked it up and moved the staircase to the back of the house. In the original layout, this was the living room. As you can see, it's just a storage room. In order to make the new design work, I had to fit a bathroom and a staircase into the existing kitchen floor space. We bricked up the back door, and I feel it has everything I need. Although it doesn't have a bathtub, the space works pretty well. So the old dining room is now my bedroom. I feel that the bedroom's big enough. It contains a king-size bed. I renovated the bedroom and completed it with underfloor heating. I removed the window and replaced it with patio doors, which gives me direct access into the garden. Not quite a garden, more like a work in progress. But I've bricked up the old back door, as you can see there, and repurposed joists into a seating area, flower planters, and a bike shed. And now for the upstairs. Typically in the UK, the bedrooms and bathroom are upstairs, but I flipped it. This used to be the bathroom, but I've managed to fit a stairway landing and a small utility in here. Now for my favourite part of the house. In what used to be the 2 bedrooms, we now have this beautiful open plan space. By removing all internal walls of the bedrooms and the ceiling, I've managed to create this double height space. Add in a few Velux roof lights and voila, the place is flooded with natural light. Being in here is uplifting. It's where I practice my yoga, it's where I read, it's where I chill, and I'm always not very far from the fridge. I have my plants hanging. The light in here is amazing and my plants loved being here. I've taken advantage of the steel beams and used a I-beam clamp and a chain hoist to hang a chair. This is my urban tranquil paradise. I spend a lot of time up here. All of these houses you see around me were originally earmarked for demolition. So not only have they been brought back to life, but they've been restored in such wonderful taste, in keeping with the area, and all the colours as well. I like how they've decided to paint the bays a different colour. So this is a community regenerated through the Homes for a Pound scheme. It's so difficult for anyone to get on the property ladder unless you've got pennies from heaven like I had. You know, I don't take it for granted that without that windfall, I would never be able to do this. So I'm overjoyed at being able to live in such a beautiful home that I put so much blood, sweat and tears into, that I can now enjoy. And if I ever did leave, it would only ever be rented out. I don't think I'd ever want to sell this house. It means too much to me. I've invested too much into it to sell it. It's priceless.